Starting now at 6 on News Channel 40 NBC.
The accused drunk driver charged in the deaths of 2 teenage girls struck while walking in Cape May County makes his first appearance in court. I'm Phaedra Laird, and coming up, we'll explain why he'll be back in front of the judge on Monday.
The Department of Homeland Security offered a grant for more than $250,000 to the city of Vineland to help its struggling fire department, and city council turned it down. I'm Sam Sweeney, and coming up, I'll tell you why and what happens from here.
Live from the South Jersey News Channel, this is News Channel 40 NBC at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michelle Dawn Mooney. Some breaking news to report to you now on a developing story. Police confirmed to NBC 40 that one person is dead after drowning in Atlantic City. This is chopper footage overhead Indiana Avenue and the beach in Atlantic City, where authorities say one person died after being pulled from the ocean. That was just before 5 p.m. Authorities did not have any additional information about the victim at this time. Earlier this year, Atlantic City Beach Patrol Chief Rod Alois told NBC 40 there had not been an on-duty drowning in more than 3 decades. Of course, be sure to check our website as details become available to us. The man charged with striking and killing 2 teenage girls walking on a Middle Township road shed tears while making his first appearance in court today. As Phaedra Laird reports, the parents of one of the victims says despite his tears, their pain will never go away.
30-year-old Joshua Malmgren stood in front of the judge Thursday morning, visibly upset. Authorities say the Lower Township man was driving drunk when he allegedly struck and killed 15-year-old Naomi Lazicki and her 13-year-old cousin, Ashley Dauber.
That family, I feel so bad for them. I wish I could take it back. I really do.
The girls were hit while walking along Bayshore Road in the Green Creek section of Middle Township Tuesday night. Thursday morning, Malmgren, who's charged with 2 counts of vehicular homicide and driving while intoxicated, among other offenses, pleaded not guilty to them all.
Not guilty, but I got to bury my daughter. Not guilty.
This was not an accident. This was murder.
Prosecutors say they're considering additional, more serious charges of aggravated manslaughter. Malmgren's on-again, off-again girlfriend says he's broken up over the tragedy.
Josh is a great guy, and he would never do something like this, ever. He just wasn't thinking. It was just this one slip up. That was it. That he just messed up.
Malmgren's currently being held here in the Cape May County Jail on $50,000 bail, but that could soon change. He'll be back in front of the judge on Monday because the prosecutor handling the case feels that bail was set too low.
I'd like it to be at least in the minimum range for this particular crime, which would be $150,000 to $350,000.
Our pain's going to live on forever, and this guy's going to get to come home one day.
And see his babies.
And that's unfair. I
baby.
don't want him on the streets. He's a monster. He took my baby and my niece away from me way too early.
In Middle Township, Phaedra Laird, News Channel 40 NBC.
Meanwhile, friends and family of the teenage cousins who were struck and killed gathered last night at the site of the accident for a candlelight vigil. More than 100 people came to pay their respects and remember 15-year-old Naomi Lazicki and her 13-year-old cousin Ashley Dauber. Family members say the cousins were walking home after visiting a nearby playground with Lazicki's younger sister, who was not injured in the accident. Authorities were on scene to help block and redirect traffic in the area in an effort to let everyone have their chance to say goodbye to the 2 girls. One person was killed in a fiery crash between an SUV and a tractor trailer last night in Gloucester County. It happened just after 8:30 p.m. at the intersection of Main and Weymouth Roads in Franklin Township. Police say the person driving the SUV disregarded a stop sign and a flashing red signal and struck the tractor trailer. The impact caused the tractor trailer to jackknife and the SUV to leave the roadway and strike a utility pole, and police say both vehicles came to rest and ignited. The driver of the SUV was confined in the vehicle and died. Authorities have not yet released any identities as the accident remains under investigation. An Atlantic City man is arrested after police say he exposed himself to a 12-year-old and 15-year-old and committed a sexual act in front of them. Authorities received the call just before 1 o'clock this morning in Hamilton Township. Police say 45-year-old Renee Echeverria is charged with sexual assault, aggravated criminal sexual contact, endangering the welfare of a child, and lewdness. He was arrested and taken to the Atlantic County Justice Facility, where he is being held on $225,000 bail. A Philadelphia police officer has been indicted by the Atlantic County prosecutors for allegedly assaulting a cop in Atlantic City nearly 5 months ago. Authorities say 36-year-old Aisha Pleasant is charged with resisting arrest and aggravated assault on a police officer for an incident that allegedly occurred back on March 4th. That's when she allegedly bit an officer on the hand while she was being escorted out of Caesars Casino. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey says he will suspend her with the intent to dismiss. Pleasant is a 3-year veteran of the Philadelphia Police Department assigned to the 9th District.
Hi, South Jersey. A good Thursday evening to you. Missed you last Thursday here. We're here every Thursday unless severe weather threatens at the Atlantic Club Casino and Hotel. Of course, that severe weather last Thursday fizzled. We got a beautiful day here on the beach right in front of the Atlantic Club Casino and Hotel. A perfect beach day with a nice breeze, tons of sunshine. It's warm and humid, but nothing excessive. I mean, it's summertime. It's early August. It's supposed to be warm and humid. That ocean behind me, 79 degrees. We're in the 80s on the sand. Beautiful weather. This Thursday, we keep it for most of the weekend. Next Thursday, we got a great act here outside the Atlantic Club. We'll tell you about coming up in big weather in just a little bit when we have your 7-day forecast. All right, temperatures right now, we're looking pretty good. Mid to upper 80s on the mainland, low 80s along the shore, where again, you benefit a little bit from that sea breeze. This evening, if you're heading out, we should stay dry, thunderstorm free. We're partly to mostly clear, warm and muggy. Overnight lows tonight, eventually in the low 70s. Heat humidity will build a little bit going into the weekend. Some thunderstorms may pop up, but generally it's a typical summer forecast, that 7-day forecast, and more on what will be happening here next Thursday outside the Atlantic Club Casino and Hotel coming up in big weather in just a bit. Michelle, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dan. Caesars Casino floor was evacuated this morning after firefighters say an auxiliary generator short-circuited and exploded. Atlantic City Fire Chief Dennis Brooks said firefighters responded to the casino. That was just around 6:15 a.m. for the report of smoke coming from the casino floor. Brooks said the generator was immediately powered down and the floor was evacuated. Firefighters were able to clear the smoke by about 7:30. Brooks credits the staff at Caesars' quick actions in helping prevent any smoke-related injuries. The mayor and firefighters in Vineland were shocked last night after City Council turned down a federal grant the city desperately needed. Sam Sweeney spoke with a City Council member, the fire chief, and the mayor today, and has more on that story.
They are there when we need them, but in tough economic times, officials say it has been hard to keep an adequate number of firefighters on payroll. So on Tuesday night, when Vineland City Council turned down a $365,000 federal grant to help its understaffed fire department, many didn't quite understand why.
It's almost a no-brainer that you accept this because it's grant money. It'll make the city safer by having 2 extra firemen working, and doesn't cost the city any money.
The grant was part of the Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response program known as SAFER. Provides money to fire departments nationwide to ensure adequate staffing, which Vineland Fire Department says they desperately need.
We're not achieving our required goal under NFPA 1720 of having 10 firefighters on scene within 10 minutes, probably less than 20% of the time. Believe it or not, 1 or 2 additional firefighters can work to help us achieve that goal.
One city council member who voted it down says the future of the city has to be taken into account.
What convinced my vote was after 2 years, how does the city see into the future if in 2 years we can afford to keep these 2 firefighters on board?
Mayor Romano says he believes he will be able to keep the additional 2 firefighters on staff after 2 years because of attrition and retirement.
I am going to reintroduce it at another council meeting in the near future and see if we could get the vote changed.
While Robert Romano says he will reintroduce the issue to council, the fire chief here in Vineland says to turn it down again would be a disservice to the community and put residents here at an unnecessary risk.
It's definitely a safety issue. Fire response requires a certain number of firefighters to handle and mitigate a fire, specifically a structure fire, safely.
Council President Peter Caccaro says once he's ensured those new hires know they are employed on a temporary basis, he will consider changing his vote. Reporting in Vineland, Sam Sweeney, News Channel 40, NBC.
The mayor and firefighters are expected to reintroduce the resolution at the next city council meeting on August 14th. Still to come tonight on News Channel 40 NBC at 6, several people gather in Atlantic City today for another Stop the Silence barbecue against the ongoing violence there. And an internationally known artist who just happens to be 10 years old makes an appearance in South Jersey today to support a great cause. Those stories and more coming up next.